Hey guys, we're back here. Train Breakers Garden here. So this is where we stand. We've begun the bed building process this year for 2021. It has been a taxing undertaking. It's been a lot, but this is where we're started at. Of course, as you guys know, we work predominantly in clay soil, which isn't all bad, but we've got to take the opportunity now to build more dirt. And God, I think our last expected frost date is somewhere in the end of March, somewhere like that. I don't plan on really planting until April, or at least the third or the fourth week in March. That would just be with the kales and things of that nature. But other than that, we still got plenty of time. I haven't even started germinating any of our plants yet, just because I just don't think it won't take that much time, and I don't want them to sit under grow lights for all that long. It's just a waste of energy, and yeah, I won't be ready. The soil won't be ready. But what we've done is we've begun to grow soil. We've begun to build our soil up, and being in heavy dominant, predominantly clay, it's kind of difficult, but it's not too hard. So what I've done is I've went down these rows with straw. This is mulch straw. Um, our beds are 27 inches wide by 48 feet. And that goes pretty much all over my walking beds, approximately 1 foot. Walking beds probably could be a little bigger than that, but I just made mine 1 foot. Um, I feel like you could probably get away with it because I mean, if I got gigantic feet. Um, if I can move in my big Crocs uh, between beds, I think you should be able to too if you want to do them. But predominantly, most people make their walking rows probably 16 inches. Like this far end bed here, walking bed is 16 inches, 16.5 actually. I just made it that way because, I'm just odd. But um, but yeah, so what we've done is we've begun. I went ahead and first I treated my soil. Um, I went through with Epsom salt, the whole thing. Everything is. I've been hit with a little bit of Epsom salt. As you can see there, that's the mulch straw. You can get that from Walmart or no, you can't get it from Walmart. Where did I get this from? I got it from Lowe's. I got it from Lowe's. So I got the mulch straw from Lowe's. One bag is supposed to cover 500 square feet. Each row, um, each of our rows take up approximately about 100 and something square feet because it's 48 feet by 27 inches. But what's that? 2.3 feet times 48 feet. Um, so it comes out a little bit over 100 square feet per each row. So I can kind of get away with it. But I definitely added that there just to add organic matter to the soil. And as you can tell, if you look over here, we don't really need all that much organic matter because radishes and peas took off. Like so, clay, it's hard to work when it's wet, but when it's not wet and it's raining kind of properly, see they turn yellow because the cold came back and snapped them back a little bit, but they turn us bounce back pretty fast, and peas are just they're full. They're taking over. Um, so I won't add any organic matter on this side. I'm going to use all of that as my organic matter for the soil. But yeah, so I treated the soil with that Epsom salt, a gigantic bag of gypsum. You can get that from anywhere. Lowe's, Home Depot. Gypsum is great for clay. It helps those clay particles from not binding so much. And so that's what we're doing. I was gonna go blood meal, which I do have, but I probably won't because I gotta order a feather meal coming in instead of the blood meal. I was gonna try to get all this stuff built up and then tarped by the end of the day. Ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. So, anyway, it's just not gonna happen. But oh yes, I went ahead and I marked off all my rows with this string. Um, does a pretty good job. It just tells me where I need to go. Keeps my road straight. I think you've probably seen a bunch of people do it on YouTube, Facebook, and all that stuff. And it is. I thought it was kind of silly, but when you start doing it, it definitely makes a big difference. Oh yes, and I've got this feather mill coming in. Feather mill's a little bit different. It has a little funkier smell to it, and it's supposed to deter deer. We'll find out. I'm gonna put that to the test, because there's a herd of deer that just live here. And luckily, I think because my dog stays out here so much on that side, as you can see, we don't have a deer problem in this side, but I know they can clear that fence easily if they want to. So hopefully the feather mill does work. Feather mill is 100% organic, and it's from just feathers decomposing from chickens. So that's the good part about it. Oh, also, excuse me. Also, I'm using chicken poop. The chicken droppings from my garden, well, from my chickens, from their run. So I'm just using that big tub of chicken waste. I'm spreading that out too. That's organic matter. It is on wood chips. I know on wood shavings. I know a lot of people are kind of feel like the wood shavings, when they begin to decompose, actually take nitrogen back from the soil. But I'm going to put that to the test. I don't think they will, because they've been out here for so long. I fill that tub up like once every other, maybe 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. I fill that tub up, and then it just sits out here. Well, it sits out here longer than 3 weeks, and it just is exposed to water, rain, and all the elements. So I feel like once it's basically rotted, it's begin the decomposing process inside that trash can. And so I'm just going to spread it through. I want to get it all at tarp, but I'm not going to get it tarp, not today. And it's going to rain for the next 3 days, so hopefully we get all this organic matter down, and then it can begin to work itself into the soil. And then I'll come back through, and we'll try to build a bed out of it. What I'm probably going to do is just run a tiller back through it one more time, and that's going to be the bed, because there's no way to just keep digging up mud and putting mud on top of other mud. I think if you had a lot of money, you could save yourself a whole bunch of time and just order compost. I priced the compost to do all this. It's about $1,500. That's covering a space of 55 by 44 with 3-inch depth, right? So it came out to about 1,000 and some change. Not gonna be able to do it. So I'm just gonna have to make it the old-fashioned way. And just see how it goes. I think it's gonna go well. So I'm not too all that concerned about it. But if it would save you a bunch of time if you just did it the lasagna method, just take you a bunch of cardboard and put it over the soil and just put compost on top of it, and then just plant on the compost. But I don't feel like tracking down all that much cardboard, and 2, I just don't have the money to do all of that. So it is what it is. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way and see how it works out. As you can tell, it's a total of 13 beds out here. 13 beds. 13 of them, 13 going parallel with the house, and 2 back here that are going to go perpendicular to the house. The back spot will just be for beans and strawberries and blueberries. I got 4 blueberry plants, and I got 20-something strawberry seedlings, and they're going to be surrounded by onions. Onions and strawberries make good companions, so I got a bunch of onion sets coming in. But the strawberries and onions work well. Onions punch and odor deters some pests. Also, we got a big bird problem around here, so I'll have a lot of shiny things in the garden. Hopefully that'll keep some birds away. And hopefully the feather mill will keep some of the deer and the squirrels and the groundhogs away. There's a family of groundhogs live back there. They're not out right now, but trust me, they're back there. There's a whole family of them. Hopefully that'll keep away. We're going to use a lot of borage, a lot of chamomile. My neighbor stopped me. 2 of my neighbors have stopped me just while I've been out here and just asked me about. One asked me what were we growing, how much, and what will we be selling, Yes, we will be selling, and there's a bunch of stuff. Two types of, 3 types of tomatoes, 4 types of peppers, and I'm debating, that's a lot. Various KOs, various salad mixes, um, carrots, a bunch of medicinal flowers, and a ton of herbs. We really want to try to do herbal teas, so we're gonna see how fast mint and all these things can grow in order for us to see, you know. But it's just one more, glory to be to God. The people will be able to see it. I think I put it on Facebook. My garden sits there. It sits behind that big that's about 6 foot fence. And in the summertime, you can actually see my garden. If you come down the hill there, you can actually see all the crops that grow really tall, the tomatoes, the corn, the okra, and all those things. They peep over that. And for my neighbors to be able to see it, I mean, that's just a testament to just God and just the soil that we have here. We put a lot of work into it, and it's not me, because honestly, I water every now and again, and I do fertilize every blue moon. I don't really fertilize all that much, so it's just God just moving, and man, for people to see it, and to compliment it, it's a true honor. But yeah, so that's what we got going on today. I still got all of that to till, and before I till all this, I got to cut it back. The days is getting warmer, and this grass is just growing back, and so I'm gonna cut it down, and then I'm gonna start the tilling process. That's a chore. I have an 11-inch electric tiller. It did pretty well. We cut all this clay. Did really well. I'm very, very, very happy with it. But yeah, so we got a lot of stuff that we're growing this year. A lot of long nights planning this thing. I'll be glad when it's all done. I'm glad when everything's in the ground and everything's been planned. I think the best thing about if you're growing like a kind of big garden is you just want to take your time and just get the infrastructure together, get you a game plan, and it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of your time. It's going to take a lot of your time. Not too much, but a lot. Because you got to get everything planned out and organized. You just don't want to come out and just dig up a plot of land and just start throwing seeds at it. Don't do that, because it's just going to be a waste of money. And you need to know your companion plants. You need to know what kind of system you're going to be using as far as irrigation. You just need to take the time, especially now during the winter, and just take the time and just plan it all out. But if you're going to till up a little bit like this is not, I think old people will say this is not a garden, this is just a plot. Old people, because not old, that's disrespectful. But old timers will say this is not a garden, this is not a true garden. True gardens are those big 5,000, 6,000 square feet fields, fields, that's what they call a garden. To me, that's a field, but to me, this is a garden. This is intimate. It's not that small, but it's not that big either, and I can work it by myself. It takes a lot of time, but it's all worth it, man. It's all worth it. There's so much peace that's out here. I can't, for me, maybe garden's not for everybody, but for me personally, I would say for anybody, you can just grow on your windowsill. But for me, it's very peaceful out here. I also live in a very quiet neighborhood, so I come out here and we're literally me and that. Where is he at? He's gone now. Me and that dog are probably the only thing that make noise out here, other than the rooster down the street. So it's very peaceful. I can hear the river behind me, so I mean it's a wonderful place, man. It's a wonderful spot to be in. But that's what we got going on today. It don't look like much, but it's coming along. A lot of progress. A lot of progress. Sometimes you got to pat yourself on the back, you know what I'm saying? Once you clear so much land and you do all that stuff by yourself, and you got to take the time and pat yourself on the back and say, man, God was with me. Oh, and your spouse was with you too, because your spouse allows you to do these things. Shout out to your spouses. Shout out to your spouses, because they allow you to. It may not be gardening, whatever your hobby may be. Maybe your hobby is cars. Maybe your hobby is art. Maybe this is not really a hobby. If I'm going to be, let's put it like this: your spouses see your potential and they see God's destiny and they see what God is moving you to do, and they step back, they allow you to do it, and they don't intervene, and they don't obstruct the movement of God, right? I didn't want to get all preachy with you, but it's true. Your spouses, or if you're flying solo, maybe your friends, whatever, they allow you to. They see what you're doing, they see what God's doing for you, they see how you're moving, and they allow you to do it. And they give you the space and the time to do it, and so you got to be thankful for them. So definitely thanks to my wife for just giving me a moment. See, see, that's the noise. But anyway, I thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you like, share, subscribe, and all those things that you're supposed to say on YouTube. And we'll get it again some other time. Maybe next time I come on here, we'll have a little bit more progress that'll be done. A lot of stuff gonna happen out here, man. A lot of stuff's gonna be good. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I pray the atmosphere that you're moving, that you're building in, I know you're growing in because you're watching this channel. I pray it be of nothing but God. I pray that you remain covered, and I pray that you remain safe. These are trying times, but our God is not a God that has ever failed us. So I know He will be with you, and I as well. I thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's get it again some other time. Thanks.